Hey everyone, this is Sandip back with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about decision making, which is a really important concept in any programming language. And this is a Java Bootcamp series. And in the previous video, I covered about booleans, right? So we're going to use a lot of booleans inside this video. That's why, I had a separate video about booleans. If you haven't watched that video, there is a link to the Java Bootcamp playlist in this video. Just go ahead and watch all the previous videos and then you can come back to this video. So today I'm going to talk about different things about decision making. So entire decision making will be covered in one video. So I'm going to talk about if else, then nested if else, then logical operators, which are really important, and switch statement, which can be used sometimes maybe. And then finally, we're going to have a challenge where I'm going to make a premium homes application or a simple program about premium homes. So this video will cover entire decision making and you'll become like expert in decision making in Java after watching this video. So let's jump into the video. So I'm going to create a new folder here. So I'm going to create a folder called 07 and I'm going to name it decision making, something like this. Or maybe I'll not put a space, decision making. And I'm going to open this folder inside my Visual Studio Code. So open the folder, I'll go to this, and finally this. And okay, I'm going to start with creating a new file. So let's start with ifelse.java. So I'm going to create a new file called ifelse.java because first I'm going to talk about if else. And let's create a class here, not public method actually. I need to create a public class if else, and inside that let's have a main method. Now in programming, most of the time, you need to control the flow of the program based on some decision, right? I'll give you the example, like a real world example. So say suppose it's raining outside, right? That's a condition, right? If it is raining outside, probably you won't go outside. Or if it's raining outside, you'll carry the umbrella with you. Similarly, in programming, right, we make decision based on some conditions, right? So like if you have a credit card, probably, right, you can go for a shopping, or if you have a money, you'll go for a shopping, something like this. And there are many conditions, so we're going to write so many programs in future where we're going to use this if else analogy, where we will control the flow of the program. So there, like if some condition is true, the flow number A will be followed. If some condition is false, the flow number B will be followed. And we do that we control the flow of the program using something called if else statement. So the format is very simple. If you're going to put some condition here, and if that condition is true, this part of the program is going to get executed. So I'll give you a very simple example. Maybe let's take the example of integers. I'm going to create an integer variable here. Say suppose India score. So say suppose India scored like almost like 350 runs in an ODI, right? In one of the ODI, right? So I'm going to compare. So I'm going to make a decision here. So if India's score is greater than 300, right? So I'm making a decision here. Now this is a Boolean statement, a Boolean expression, which is going to get evaluated to either a true or a false value. So India's score 350 is greater than 300. So this is going to get evaluated to true the value, right? It's going to return me a true value. So in that case, I'm going to say S out. India has high chances of winning this match, something like this. Okay, so I'm going to compile this. So let's open a terminal. And first of all, I'm going to say Java C if else.java. Looks good. Then I'm going to run it if else. See that India has high chances of winning this match. Now say suppose India has scored maybe around like 250 runs, right? And now I'm going to compile this program once again. So Java C and then run Java. And we don't see anything, right? Because 250 is less than 300. That's why this statement hasn't been executed. So the flow of the program went on this line. And there's nothing written here. No code has been written here. That's why, we don't see any output in the terminal. So there is a way, right? So I can handle this scenario where, if this condition is false, what shall I do, right? I can handle that using something called else statement. So if else goes hand in hand, so I'm going to say s out, India has to put, India has to, um, India has to ball well, right? Ball well to win this match because India has scored less runs. That's why I'm saying India has to ball well, and probably I'm spelling the ball correctly. Ball well, not ball. I think it's a ball. It's a balling, right? So I need to check in the Google what is the spelling of balling. It's a balling. Balling meaning. Okay, it's correct, right? The game of ball. So I'm writing the correct spelling here. And this is a good idea. I'm not expert in everything. I keep checking things. So India has to ball well to win the match. Now I'm going to compile this and see that India has to ball well to win this match because India has scored 250, which is less than 300, and that's not a good score in ODI. That's why this condition is false. That's why this part of the code is getting executed. If this condition gets true, the output of this condition is true, obviously this part of the program or code is going to get executed. So this is if else. So you can make decision, you can control the flow of your program using the if else statement. Now let's talk about nesting of if else, right? There is a possibility, right? You might have more conditions. I'll give you a very simple example. First of all, I'm going to create a new class here, if else nesting dot java, and it has created the class. Thank you. So main, and inside that I'm going to use a very simple example, says about money, right? Say suppose you have now money, we are talking about the money, let's use double. So the money you have, and I'm going to take the example in dollars here. So say suppose you have $200, right? Maybe you have $200. So now based on the money, you can make decision around your shopping. What can you buy? Maybe from Amazon or going into any shop, right? So it depends. So you can make multiple decisions and you can have multiple flows in your program using something called nested if else. So you can have if inside if also, but I'm more of having if else and then if else, something like that I'm trying to create. So say suppose your money you have is greater than 200, or I'm going to use greater than or equals to 200. So if you have a $200, probably you can go out and buy Apple iPods. You can buy Apple AirPods because you have money greater than or equals to, okay, sorry, not greater than, less than. I'll take the example of less than or equals to 200. Probably you can buy Apple AirPods. That's what I'm saying. But you can add more, like if another else if, where you can check if money is less than or equals to, maybe take the example of 500 probably. So in that case, you can buy. Okay, I need to use double quotes. You can buy an Apple Watch, right? You can add another else if. So you can keep adding, you keep on adding as many conditions as you want, right? So here I'm again going to check if money is less than or equals to, maybe I have a $900, right? So maybe in that case, I can buy you can buy Apple iPad. Right? Let's put another condition. Else if money is so I'm taking this money is less than or equals to, say suppose I have $200. So in that case, I can put another system.out.println and I can say you can buy a MacBook, right? Or let's have final condition. Maybe you don't have that money, right? You have money which is less than 200 maybe. So you need to earn more to buy Apple products. Obviously, you need to earn more to buy Apple products. So this could be a very good example where, based on the money, I can have as many conditions as I want, right? So let's compile this program now. I'm going to clear my console first, terminal first, and let's say Java C. And this is if else nesting dot Java Java if else nesting. See that you can buy Apple AirPods. The reason is you have 200, money is less than equals to 200. That's why, this S out is getting printed here. Let's increase the amount. Maybe like I'll go with 300, right? In this case, so it's going to check 300 is less than equals to 200. No. So it will go here and it will check 300 is less than equals to 500. Yes. So this is probably going to print you can buy an Apple Watch, and then it's not going to compare with anything else. Okay. So that's how it works. So let's compile again. See that you can buy an Apple Watch, right? Let's increase the amount. Maybe I'll go with $800 this time. And let's do another compilation first. You can buy Apple iPad. And let's increase the amount to maybe $1,300. So less than or equals to 1,300, I'm saying. So maybe like I'll go with $1,000. So compile, run. See that you can buy a MacBook. Or say suppose I don't have that much money. Maybe I have only $100. And I'm going to compile it. Oh, something went wrong. Maybe let's try. Java C, Java. See, you can buy Apple AirPods because I have less than equals to 200. That's where this condition is getting satisfied. So I'm never. I think this condition you need to earn more money is not going to come because this less than or equals to is always going to be true. This first condition is always going to be true, and it's going to get executed, and it's never going to come here. Okay, we can try, and we can bring to this statement also. That's the reason we have something called uh, logical operator concept in programming, and there are couple of logical operators which I want to talk about. And there is the OR operator and there is an AND operator. So let's talk about that. So let's create a new file, say logical operators dot Java, and here again I'm going to put my main class, main. Come on, man, main. Okay, we got the main. And now here I'm going to use something like let's take a example of maybe cricket. So I like cricket, right? So let's take the example of cricket where I'm going to create different Boolean variables here. So let's say Boolean. I'm going to say India batting performance. So I'm just rating like if India's batting performance is true, and I'm going to create another Boolean variable where I'm going to say India bowling performance is equals to false. So maybe India did well in the batting, but India didn't perform good in the bowling, right? So I can do multiple comparison using if and else statement. So here I can do multiple comparison, like in this case, right? It was not coming here. So maybe like I'll first take the example here, just not to switch the context between two different programs. So let's say if India batting performance, and I'm going to say if put another condition, if India did good in batting or India, sorry, I need to put bowling actually. And I'm going to put India bowling performance. So now I'm making decisions here, but I'm making multiple decisions, right? So I'm checking if India batting performance is equals to good, maybe like true, right? Or maybe let's go with a very good example like good. And here I'm going to put bad, something like that, or poor. Let's go with a poor word. So now I'm going to check if India batting, and we are using strings, right? So this is not a boolean. This has to be converted into string. I think this is a good example. So I'm just converting it into string. So now I'm going to check India batting performance dot equals, and here I'm going to put good. Okay, and India bowling performance dot equals, maybe it is bad or poor. So I'm putting two different conditions. So when you want to have a two decision making, right? Two or three or four or five, it depends, right? So I'm checking here if India's batting performance is good and if India's bowling performance is poor. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to say S out. India has chances of not if winning the match. Something like that. Now, let's compile this. So Java C if I need to use logical operators. Operators dot where or maybe comparison operators also we can call them. So Java logical operators. You see that India has chances of winning the match. Why? Because see, India did good in batting, not in bowling, but still India is winning because of this OR operator. So what OR has to say when either of a condition, so there are two different conditions here, right? So when either of the condition is true, it's going to go into this. If both the conditions, so you need to remember only one thing, if both the conditions are false, then only it's not going to execute this code. It's going to execute this part of the code. So here I'm going to say India has high chances of losing the match. So if both the conditions are true, right? Maybe the India's batting performance is also poor and India's bowling performance is also poor. Now in that case, what India batting performance equals good? No. India bowling performance equals poor? Yes. So okay. So I need to change this into not actually, or maybe because this is going to return a true value. So I need to change it to not. Right. So if both the conditions are false, right? In that case, like or maybe okay, so if both the conditions are false then it's going to execute this one. Maybe this example is getting a little bit complex, but let's try this. So both the conditions are false, so I'm going to say Java C Java. So India has high chances of losing the match because India has both the performance, bad. Like here I'm writing it good, but maybe let's compare with poor only, and I'm going to make it not. So India didn't perform good in batting, and India also didn't perform good in bowling. So India has a chances of losing the match. Let's come back to this example where we were not able to execute this. You need to earn more. So here I'm going to put a different condition, but that is an AND condition. So let's talk about AND condition here only. So I'm going to say if money is less than or equals to 200 and money is greater than 100. So I'm comparing here, right, two different condition and both the condition has to be true. Then only this statement is going to get executed. In case of OR, what happens, In case of OR, you need to have both the conditions true. In case of OR, you need to have one condition true, either of the one condition true, and but and is different, and you should have both the conditions true, then only this part of the program is going to get executed. So I have money which is less than equals to 200. I mean, I have money which is less than 200, but that's not greater than 100. In that case, probably this part of the program is going to get executed. So I'm going to run if else nesting again. First, I need to compile. Something went wrong again. I don't know. I'll compile again if else nesting.java. Okay, now I'm going to say run if else nesting. See that you can buy an Apple Watch. I think it's coming here because money is less than or equals to 500. So I need to put more conditions here. So this is getting complicated because I need to put more and more conditions. So let's come back to this example only. And let's talk about and here. So maybe I'll add another example here. Say suppose, okay, so in case of and you need to have a performance of both the things, right? So I'm going to keep this condition here. I'm just going to comment it and I'm going to try another example here. So I'm going to compare now. So both the things, right, has to be true. So India batting performance dot equals good. This has to be good. And I'm comparing India bowling performance should also be equals to good. So in that case, only India has high chances of winning match. Else, I'm going to say, I'm going to make the statement a bit smaller. India might lose the game, something like this. Okay, so now here, both the things are poor, right? Or maybe India has a good batting performance, right? So it's going to return me true, but bowling performance is going to return me a falsy value. So in that case, let's see what happens. So I'm going to clear my terminal. Logical operators.java. Let's compile first. Then I'm going to run. See that India might lose the game because this condition is returning me a falsy value because I want both the condition to be true. Now both the conditions are going to return true because I have made batting and bowling both the performance as good. So now let's see what happens. See, India has high chances of winning the match. So in case of OR, one condition has to be true to get executed the first part of the program. If both the conditions are false, then it's going to return a falsy value. In case of AND, both the condition has to be true, then only this part of the program is going to get executed. If any one of them is false, it's going to go into the else part of the code. So very simple, I think. So let's talk about the next thing, which is switch. We use sometimes switch also, and you must be thinking like when to use switch. I'll give you some tips around that also. But first, let's understand switch statement. So I'm going to make switch.java, and let's put a main method inside that. And this time I'm going to take an example of maybe a day. So let's talk about like I'm going to make a number day. So which day it is? Maybe if the day is 1, it will be Sunday, right? If the day is 2, it will be Monday, something like that. So I can use a switch statement, which is similar to if else statement, like how we do comparison in if else, we can do the comparison in switch, but the comparison happens between only one value. That's the difference, right? So I'm going to check day. I'm going to say day. And the switch goes with something called a case. So I'm going to have different cases. If day is 1, so case 1, I'll say s out. I'm just going to write Sunday. right? If the case is 2, I'll S out and I'll write Monday. If the case is 3, I'm going to write Tuesday. So let me copy and paste this things. Maybe I need to copy paste 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 3. 4 will be Wednesday. This will be 5 will be Thursday. 6 will be Friday. And 7 will be Saturday. Okay. So now it's doing the formatting. Now, if you look at it, that's right. Now the day is equals to 1. So it's going to compare, switch. Switch is like a switch, set the frequency of a radio, maybe to 91.0, it's going to play that particular channel, something like that. So if the day is 1, it's going to sys out, okay, Sunday. If the day is 2, it's going to sys out Monday, 3, Tuesday, so on and so forth. Really simple, right? So let's try and see what happens. So I'm going to compile this. So let's clear the console first. So Java C switch dot Java. It has compiled. Now I'm going to run. Oh no. Something went wrong, right? We got Sunday, then Monday, then Tuesday, then Wednesday, then Thursday, then Friday, and then Saturday. So something went wrong. I'm going to remove this exclamation from here. So what happened? In case of day equals to 1, it has compared with day. Okay, the day is 1, so I'm going to print Sunday. But it has printed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday also. Why? Because this is how the switch work. It's going to compare the day. It got 1, right? So it has printed Sunday. But it continues that flow to case 2 also, then case 3 also, then 4, then 5, then 6, and then 7. So it goes on. So that's why you need to remember one important thing in case of switch, which is called a break statement. So you need to put a break after each case so that this shouldn't happen. What happened just now? I'm going to put break at in all the cases. Now if I go and compile and if I run, see that we got Sunday. And say suppose I'll take another value, maybe 6. Let's test it again. Java C, Java, we got Friday because 6 is a Friday. Let's take the example, maybe if I put -1, right? What will happen in that case? So let's compile and let's run. See that we're not getting any output. So there is something called what if the user has entered any wrong input, right? So we can have a default case where we can say invalid input, right? So this is a default case and we don't need a break statement here. So let's compile again and let's run the program. So you see the invalid input because I have entered -1. Let's try with the correct value, maybe 1, which is Sunday. And let's see what happens to default case in this case because I didn't put the break statement there. It's still returning me Sunday. It didn't return the default case, right? So this is a switch statement and you must be confused between it's similar to like if else, right? I can write something like this maybe. Maybe I can write if day is equals to 1. I can say s out Sunday, right? And I can say else if day equals to 2. I can write s out Monday. You must be thinking you can write something like this. But when you compare one value, just one value, in that case, it's a good idea to use the switch statement. But when you have multiple value comparison, like we have used logical operator and all those things, I think in that case, you should go ahead with if statement. And 95% of the time, I think you're going to use if, and sometimes you're going to use switch statement. Finally, I've covered if else, nested if, logical operator, switch statement. It's time to have some challenge. So the challenge for today we are going to solve a challenge where so I'm going to make this application. You just need to practice with me. So we are going to use scanner. So I've made a video on scanner. We're going to take some input from the user. So say I'm talking about creating an application where you're going to have, so we're going to use switch and if else here. So that's the challenge. So the application which I want to make here is like there will be like first of all we're going to use switch. So there will be say suppose we have a dealer, right, who sells the premium homes, and you need to make an application where there will be two different options to the customer, right? So customer is going to come and they're going to either buy a home or they're going to sell their existing home. So you're going to give two options to the user. Okay, what do you want to do? You want to buy a home or you want to sell the home? Now you're going to scan that using the scanner, and then based on the option A, say suppose I've selected option A. So okay, you selected for buying a home. Now we will ask what's your budget, right? So if the budget is, now this is a premium home, so we are going to talk, if the budget is more than 1 crore, right? Because we're selling premium home. So in that case, probably we can take what's your take home salary. We're going to ask what's your credit score. We are going to ask are you an Indian resident? And based on all these values, we're going to have some conditional checking, and then we can say congratulations, you can buy the house, or we can say sorry, you didn't meet the criteria. Similarly, if if the user has selected the second option, he wanted to sell his existing house, we can ask for some condition, like you can what's your home value, what's your selling price, and something like that. So this is how we are going to make an application. Let's try that. So I'm going to make a new file called premiumhomes.java, premiumhomes.java, and let's put a main method first. And here, first of all, I'm going to start with the scanner. So I'm going to create my scanner. And when I put this scanner, right, I've got this imported automatically. So I'm going to say new scanner, and this will be system.in because I'm going to take the input from the user. Okay, so first S out will be well, let's welcome the user, right? Well, welcome the customer, welcome to premium homes, something like this, right? And we are going to ask the next question with the user. Say, suppose, what am I writing? Should be S out. And next one will be select option A to buy a house, right? I'm going to copy this again. And next we will say select option B to sell a house. So we help customer, buying a house and also selling the house. So now I'm going to take this string. So, oh my God, what am I doing? String. Let's collect the option value. So say suppose I'm going to use my scanner dot next line. So we're going to grab this input. So you remember I have made a video around scanner. So we are scanning for the option. So if the user has selected for option A, now, or user has selected for option B, I'm going to have, now, as I said, when you need to compare one value, it's a good idea to use the switch statement. So I'm going to use switch statement where I'll put option, because we have two option values only here, right? Either A or a B. So we're going to have case of A, right? So in case of A, I'm going to say, okay, you chose to buy a house, right? And remember, we need to put the break statement. And we're going to have another case where I'm going to have B. There, I'm going to just copy and paste this one. Okay, you choose to sell the house. right? And let's put the break statement. And let's have the default one also, right? We need default because there is a possibility user is going to give the invalid input, right? So I'm going to say invalid option. Okay, so I think let's run the program till now, right? So I'm going to clear my terminal first. Java C premium homes dot Java. Cool, it has worked. So let's say premium homes. Okay, welcome to premium homes. Select option A to buy a house. Select option B to sell a house. Let me select A. Okay, you choose to buy a house. Let's try another one. Let's say B. Oh, you choose to sell a house. Let's try maybe an invalid input 5, invalid option. So far so good. The program is working fine. Let's follow the work option A. And in option A, the next thing which I'm going to ask is, let's say S out. And here I'm going to put the next line also, right? Just to make it clean. So next question I'm going to ask is what's your budget? Budget. So this is the question I'm going to ask, and based on budget, I'm going to make some decisions here. So let's use the if else, right? So I'm going to check for the budget. Now this is a premium home, right? So budget should be greater than 1 crore. So 1 crore has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros. And so if the budget is greater than 1 crore because we are selling premium homes, then only we are going to sell the home, right? Otherwise, we're going to say S out. Sorry, we don't sell below 1 CR, something like this. Premium homes, right? So otherwise, we're going to ask the next question here. Again, I'm going to put the next line, new line, right? And here I'm going to ask I forgot to put the scanner here. So we need to have a scanner. Sorry. I'm going to take the budget into integer value. I can take into Boolean also, but I'm going with, I know it will be in the round number. So budget and budget, I'm going to scanner dot next int. Okay, so sorry, we don't sell. Otherwise, I'm going to ask the next question to the user here. So a premium 3 BHK flat is available. We are going to give the suggestion to user. A premium 3 BHK flat is available, something like that. Let's test the program, right? So clear, it's a good idea to test your program as you write it, right? So Java C, Java, and welcome to premium home. Okay, I'm going to buy a home, not the Q1A. Okay, you can choose to buy a house. What's your budget? So maybe I'll go with a budget of 1 crore 10 lakh, 1 crore 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lakh. See that a premium 3 BHK flat is available. And maybe let's take the another flow. I don't need to compile actually A. And I'm going to say maybe I have 90 lakhs budget. Okay, I put a bigger number. So let's try, maybe I have a budget of 10,000 only. See, sorry, we don't sell below 1 CR. Okay, so both the conditions are working fine. So a premium 3 BHK flat is available. Now I'm going to ask the next question to the user, which will be again, are you, so we work only for Indian customers. So are you an Indian resident? I'm asking the next question. And let's give them the input yes or no, something like they should know like what they need to enter. So again, I'm going to use scanner dot next line, and this will be I'm going to store it into a string value, string, and what we call this one, maybe I'll call it residency or resident of India, something like this. Okay. And now I'm going to check. No, I need to collect different values first, resident of India. So let's test this, how it works actually. But I'm going to ask the next question also. Let's put that and then I'm going to test it. Okay, so next question will be another system.out.println, and I'm going to ask, what's your take home salary? What's your take home salary? Maybe. This is the next question, and I'm going to scan this now. So this will be an integer. Let's go with the integer. Maybe let's take example of double here. So salary can be in, so salary, maybe take home salary. Ah, take home salary. And I'm going to use scanner dot next double. Cool. So I got the salary also, right? So now let's try this. Let's run it. So we're going to get the salary also, or maybe I'll ask the another question. S out. And the next question will be, what's your credit score? So what's your credit score? So we should have like more than 700 credit score, something like that. So again, I'm going to use scanner dot next. This time I'm going to use int because this will be like integer value, and I'm going to store inside a credit score variable. Now we got all the values, right? So we got all the values. Now I'm going to do the comparison here. So we're going to use logical operators and or something like that. But I'm going to run the program because I have written a lot of code. So let's do this. So maybe I'll first compile. And next I'm going to run. Okay, I'm set A. Budget is 1 crore 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 crore 10 lakh. Okay. Are you Indian resident? And if you see here, there's a problem, right? Are you an Indian resident? Yes or no? And it didn't wait. The scanner didn't wait, right? And it has directly asked the next question, what's your take home salary? So this issue you might face, right? So what happened, a premium 3 BHK flat available has been read and there is a space here, right? So this has been treated as a next line. This is the issue with scanner. So this has been treated as a next line. That's why, it didn't wait for this particular question. So there is a hack, right? To solve this, are you Indian resident? Yes or no? Just after this, maybe I need to put another scanner dot next line just to make it work. Remember that, just to make it work. I'm going to put some values. Okay, clear. I'm going to compile first, then run. Okay, I'm going to select A, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now see, are you an Indian resident? I'm going to say yes. What's your take home salary? Maybe I'll say 2 lakh, 3, 4, 5. What's your credit scores? Maybe 200. So now we're getting all the values. Now I'm going to do the final comparison here where I will be just checking some conditions, right? So take the values. So here I'm going to check. First thing is resident of India. Okay, put this here, resident of India. This is a string, right? I'm going to use equals. Should be equals to yes. Okay, it should be s, yes. So all the three conditions should be true. That's why I'm using and. Next, take home salary. Let's do a take home salary. And your take home salary should be greater than 5 lakh rupees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because we are selling premium homes. And then probably I'll put all these conditions, in the new line. And then the next condition will be credit score, where we're going to check credit score should be greater than 650 maybe, or 600. Let's go with this. Okay, then only we are going to sell the house. That 3 BHK which we have suggested, right? S out, we're going to say congratulations. house sold, something like that. Okay, else we're going to say, sorry, sorry, you are not eligible, something like that. Okay, let's try premiumhomes.java and Java Premium Homes. I'm going to say A. Okay, my budget is 1 crore 10 lakh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And yes, take home salary is 6 lakh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. Credit score is 700. So you see that. Congratulations, house sold. Let's try the negative scenario. So A, budget is, maybe I'll go with a good budget, like 1 crore 50 lakh. 51, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I'm an Indian. What's your take home salary? Maybe I'll go with 2 lakh rupees this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And maybe I will take the credit score of 900. Still see, you're not eligible because my take home salary is less. That's why I'm not able to buy the house. So you see that, right? I'm going to close this. We have used switch for different option. So A and B, we have used conditional operators, right? We have used logical operators. Now I'm going to keep some assignment for you. Maybe like I want you to solve the case B, right? Where you choose to sell a house. I can give you the example, right? So you can ask for the home value, right? What is your home value? So home value should be greater than 1 crore. Then only, because we are selling only premium homes, right? And then you can ask for the selling price. So maybe your house price is 1 crore 10 lakh rupees and your selling price is around, no, your buying price would be 1 crore 50 lakh and your selling price should be 1 crore 10 lakh, something like that, because they want to sell home and they want to make profit also, right? So you can make your own condition here, right? And you can check all those conditions, and based on that you can say, okay, you can sell the house. So I'm keeping this part of the program to you. Go ahead and try this challenge by yourself, and I'm going to see you in the next video. I hope this video has helped you understand entire decision making in Java. I'm going to come back with another video on Java. Until then, you take care and goodbye, and thanks for watching the video.